So, is the twin flame journey endless? Are you waiting for your twin flame? Do you think it is later in time and you have no influence on how to arrive there? And if you arrive there, then you are mistaken. Being with your twin flame does not take place in time. It does not even take place in the body necessarily. Although you have a body and you will still have it when you're in union and you will experience the union as bodies with all the romance between the bodies. But that's not necessarily where it essentially takes place. Not in time, not in the body, not in the future. But where does it take place? That may be a question that you need to answer for yourself. Does it take place in time? No. Does it take place in the body? No. Where does it take place? Why is waiting for your twin flame endlessly not the method? Because maybe you thought that one day the astrological alignment might link to your union. Maybe you still believe that twin flame unions come together in waves and we're in the blue wave or in the purple one or I don't know what. Well, the truth is that twin flame union doesn't take place in time because time does, in the spiritual truth where twin flames reside, not exist. The truth is that there is an endless now. And when you enter that, you will be with your twin flame. Twin flame union doesn't take place in the body because even though you will still have the bodies and you will experience the romance with the bodies dancing and meeting, etc., together, when it is time, twin flame union takes place where union lives. That's in spirit. And when you surrender yourself into that, and you don't identify with bodies anymore, but instead with spirit, then you will be in union. That's where union lives. It's timeless and it is in spirit. It's your eternal union that is already true. But you have to let go into it. You have to surrender into it. You have to unlearn anything that keeps you away from that, which is pretty much everything that you learned in school and when you grew up and what your peers have learned and are talking about all day long and what the news on TV says. And it's not that. And much of it you have to actually actively unlearn. How it impacted you, you need to unlearn to then let in the influence of true sacred union so that you can learn correctly what the truth is, what you actually are, that you are union eternally, not a body in time. So when you are union eternally, would it make sense to wait for your twin flame? Would it make sense to await until this befalls you? When you will experience eternity and when time has ended or something. Maybe you start to wait for that one now. When will it happen? When will God throw it onto me? When will God bestow it onto us? Maybe next January, or in 5 years, maybe 15, Maybe next life. That must be it. Next life. But that's nonsense, because when it is eternal, it is without time, and that means it's just in the now, accessible in that aspect of eternity that is now. And you can experience that now. And when union is not in the body but in spirit, you don't need to wait for that, because you are already dead. Maybe you're just focusing on that you are a body talking to a screen. That's what I'm doing now with my body. But let's defocus on that and experience in the heart right now that I am. I'm not saying that I don't experience that, but I'm just trying to educate how that could work for you. That I am spirit right now. And that's why we need to unlearn many things to go to that place and make that the place where we live every day. We're not even going to just go on a holiday there, on a vacation of 2 weeks. We're going to live there permanently. And that's when your twin flame union will come. That's when your romance will start and grow legs, so to speak. And you start to hear from them again, and you'll come together and have conversations that are really deep, and you will start to interact, and you will start to live life together, basically. You will start to do your mission together because you experience purpose together in the heart. That's when it will come. When you live there in the now in spirit instead of in time and in the body. So you'll need to have a way to unlearn whatever you need to unlearn to be able to do that. And then you will be with your twin flame, because it's only natural to be with your twin flame, because you are in spirit a union. You are in the now, in heaven, in twin flame heaven, in union with your twin flame. That will manifest physically. That's law. It's only logic. So you don't need to wait until the future comes. You'll need to unlearn what holds you back from being in the now in spirit, where you are in union. And you do that by doing the twin flame inner work, and not by doing something else. And the twin flame inner work is, you need to become aware of your reactions to the world and to them, what you feel bad about. And you'll need to turn it around, all of it, and to keep on turning all of that around, and to commit to that as a lifestyle. And then it will be possible for you to find that inner flow that this is about and join that. And there will be a definitive joining moment in your consciousness. And that is the harmonious twin flame union starting point. That's what that is. And it will be a very defined moment. And if you work closely with me as an ongoing student, we will both know, and I will be also able to tell you sometimes to the minute or to the second when it has happened for you. That's how it works for students of mine. And then you can start to live that life with the true twin flame, with all the bodily pleasures that it is really about. When you maintain that consciousness and not again start to identify with the body and not again go back to waiting. So interesting that this whole idea of waiting for the twin flame, that it seems so logic and is so normal for so many people that are curious about this topic and have some experiences with twin flames that might be genuine, but they don't understand that you're not supposed to wait for them, but undo everything that makes you believe that waiting is something that makes sense instead. So interesting that it is really like the opposite of it, that it's really the truth, that really works. But it really does work. And so that's what I teach. That's what I pass on to you. That's what we do here. We're not waiting for the twin flame results in the future. We're excavating your pathway towards manifesting the fact that you already are it. That's what we're doing when we start to work together. And that's what we'll also do together when you step right now in the Twin Flame Abundance Now year group course, because this is the time in which you can step into that because the doors have opened. They will close soon when I have 9 people or when it is August 8th, 2025. So, right now, you can check out what this group course is. We will do exactly what I just told you. It will happen for you. That's a guarantee. You can check it out, what this group course is, in the link that is in the description box below and also in the pinned comment underneath this video. So, yeah, I present 3 options for you there that you can choose from. Which one would be best for you? Just check it out and pick one of the 3 and buy it. And then we will be able to work together the coming time on exactly this. Well, that is my work. That is what I do. That's my job. It is also my twin flame mission. So that may be good to know. We do it with my twin flame because I can't do it without him. Uh, because we are in harmonious union. So, in spirit, he is in everything that I do, also when he's not physically helping me in the school. But that's also not true because he does physically help me. Anyway, it will all come together for you and it will be complete. It's very funny that eventually this is such a short talk about, are you still waiting for the twin flame? Well, that does not work because something opposite is what will help you to go to your journey. And it will not be endless, but it will take a while before, like in time, when we do speak about time again, it will take a while before you will reach that consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union that it's all about, that you can reach by coming to the group course. That does take a while, like practically speaking. I can't say how much time you will need to make that journey towards taking everything away that holds you back from letting it fall into place. I can't I can't tell you how much time that will take you because it just depends on, well, you, how much time you need or you take or you want to spend on falling into that consciousness space. There will be a movement of things that you will need to let go. And some things are easy to let go, and some things you will have resistance to letting go of. And the more resistance you have, usually the longer it takes. So that's a little bit how you would see that. In general, I would say that doing this work, letting go of the waiting and excavating the journey, the path towards falling back into the right consciousness state where everything will become physical for you. In general, I would say that taking that pathway, when you think about 3 to 5 years, that's cool. That's great. But that's very general. And it actually also comprises of the time that you take after going there that is still necessary for you to keep it in check, the process, so to speak, and to be together closely while you do that. Because when you don't only want to reach it, you also want to keep it, right? And in the beginning, that's really sort of vulnerable in a certain sense. So you stay close afterwards. And it also comprises of, well, just getting the techniques down and getting used to it because you need them for the rest of the time together afterwards that you will spend with your true twin flame, because you will keep on needing to do the twin flame inner work. That's maybe also something that you didn't expect, but that's how you keep on being together forever after. So, and it can become daunting between you and your twin flame, depending on whatever is in your heart, your shared heart in union, that you apparently want to figure out together, because that's why it's there. And it can become daunting. And you want to have practiced this inner work for a long time so that it's really ingrained in you how it really works, and so that it becomes a habit instead of something that you really need to guide yourself through step by step. It really becomes more of a habit only after a while, and then you know that you have it down for when it becomes difficult between you and your twin flame in the future. And that's how you keep your union, and you keep your harmonious union consciousness state. But then maybe when it doesn't sound attractive. Ooh, so much time, really? Well, here's another perspective. I have seen that, well, personally, I have taken a couple decades for it. So, that's already so much faster, like you can't believe. But here it comes. One of my students, she was ripe for it. She reached it in 4 months and 4 days. So there you go. It is possible. It depends. We will experience it together, what will be reachable for you. But at the end of the day, also think about it like this: it also doesn't matter, because also in this regard, time eventually does not exist in spiritual truth, and you will experience that, because the journey that we're going to do together will take you to that eternal place in consciousness inside of you where your twin flame lives, but also where you will experience that it's just as if no time elapsed at all. I promise you that will be your experience, because that's law. That's how that goes. That's what happens when you come into harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state. That's what happens to you there. And it also doesn't matter because eternal romance with your twin flame forever after is worth it, no matter what. So there you go. Stop waiting and step into eternal romance.